You know those nights when you're exhausted, begging for sleep, but the universe seems dead set against you? The neighbor's dog won't shut up. Traffic hums through your window, and your partner's snore sounds like a freight train. You grab earbuds thinking this will fix it. A podcast, some rain sounds, maybe a sleep playlist. And at first, it helps. You feel yourself drifting. But then, ouch, that sharp ache in your ear. The constant pressure from plastic pressing against the pillow. Or worse, the dreaded battery-low beep jolting you awake at 2 a.m. It's 2025. Why are we still suffering with earbuds that fail the one job we need them for, helping us sleep? That's the frustration a small UK startup is trying to solve with SomniBuds. On the surface, they look like sleep earbuds. But here's the twist. They don't even have batteries inside. And that single detail might just change everything. Why sleep and earbuds never got along, let's be real. Earbuds were never designed for the night. They were built for calls, commutes, workouts, and background music during the day. None of that translates to lying motionless on a pillow for 6 to 8 hours. So what happens when we use them in bed? Pain, pressure, falling out mid-sleep. Batteries dying right when you're finally relaxed. Even big players like Bose tried. Their Sleepbuds nailed comfort, but locked you into their tiny library of sounds. No Spotify, no YouTube, no podcasts. And eventually, they discontinued them. The rest of the market? Cheap Amazon headbands with flat speakers that sound like AM radios. Or regular earbuds you pretend you can sleep with until your ears beg for mercy. That's the unsolved problem SomniBuds are walking into. The radical twist. No battery inside SomniBuds flipped the design script. Instead of stuffing a tiny battery into each bud, they moved all the power and electronics into something called the SomniMat. Think of it as a slim pad you slide under your pillow, mattress, or headboard. That pad beams audio and power wirelessly into the earbuds using magnetic resonance. The result? Earbuds just 3 millimeters thin, a quarter the size of normal buds. Featherlight. Slim enough that side sleepers finally get relief. And because there's no battery to charge, you get unlimited streaming all night long. No morning charge ritual. No 2 a.m. beeps, just audio, all night, every night. Sounds like a dream, right? But before you throw your money at the screen, let's dig deeper. Comfort. Finally, for side sleepers, if you've ever tried side sleeping with AirPods or Galaxy Buds, you know it's torture. Even the slim ones still feel like a pebble jabbing your ear. SomniBuds are wafer thin, 3 millimeters. With memory foam tips that mold to your ear canal and a tiny articulated stem on a ball joint that flexes as you shift. For side sleepers, that's revolutionary. Early testers describe it as the first time they've worn earbuds all night without waking up sore. But here's where the trade-offs kick in. Sound, mono, only SomniBuds don't do stereo. The left and right channels are combined into one mono signal. For sleep sounds, podcasts, or meditation, that's fine. In fact, stereo can be distracting in bed since one ear is usually muffled by the pillow anyway. But if you're an audiophile who wants spatial effects, mono might feel flat. It's a conscious design choice. Simplify, shrink, and stabilize the experience. But it won't please everyone. This isn't about high-fidelity studio sound. It's about sleep first. Volume, range, and the mat effect, another catch. Because the buds rely on the SomniMat, positioning matters. If the mat is right under your pillow or headboard, sound is solid. But roll too far away and the volume fades, like someone turning down a dimmer switch, so if you're still in bed, great. But if you're a restless sleeper, you might notice drops. It's clever engineering, but not magic. Noise blocking. Passive, not active SomniBuds block noise passively, not actively. Foam tips seal the canal, giving up to 37 decibels of reduction. Enough to dull a snore or soften traffic, especially paired with a masking sound. But don't expect miracles. A partner with freight train snores or unpredictable noises outside will still creep through. This is where competitors with ANC fight back. The competition. Latest Sleepbuds vs. SomniBuds Let's Talk comparisons. Not against yesterday's products, but the latest players in 2025. Soundcore Sleep A30, Anker, Slim, side sleep-friendly design. Real ANC up to the 30 dB. Battery, 6.5 hours streaming, up to 45 hours with case. Smart extras like adaptive snore masking and Find My Earbud. Strengths: great for noisy environments, customizable fit, strong app support. Weaknesses: still battery dependent. Even slim, they're bulkier than SomniBuds. ANC drains battery faster. Soundcore Sleep, A20 budget-friendlier option. Solid comfort, long sleep mode battery. 14 HRs. No ANC. Simpler feature set but good value. Strengths: price and comfort. Weaknesses: still battery charging, bulkier than SomniBuds. The Ozlo Sleepbuds made by ex-Bose engineers. Stream your own audio, not locked to a library. Comfort praised, but only passive isolation. Around $299, battery about 10 HRs, strengths, premium feel, trust factor from Bose heritage. Weaknesses: expensive, no ANC, still battery-based. How SomniBuds compare? SomniBuds are unique. They're the slimmest option. The only ones with no battery inside, eliminating charging cycles. They offer unlimited streaming, not capped by 610 HRs trade-offs. Mono sound, passive isolation only. Reliance on the SomniMat. So while the Soundcore A30 flexes ANC and smart features and Ozlo plays the heritage card, SomniBuds are laser-focused on one thing: sleep comfort without charging headaches. The community voice optimists say, "Finally, something built for side sleepers that I don't have to charge daily." Skeptics say, "What about durability? What if the SomniMat overheats? Is mono sound worth $199? And then there are the cautious buyers, intrigued but waiting for reviews. They want proof before backing. Proof it ships on time. Proof it doesn't break after a month. Proof it's safe to literally sleep on a magnetic pad. That mix of hype, doubt, and curiosity is exactly where disruptive products live. Pricing and availability. Right now, SomniBuds are in pre-launch. Early backers pay about $199, $149. Retail will be closer to $229. Shipping is scheduled for December 2025. Translation: you're not buying a finished product today. You're betting on a promise. If you love being an early adopter, this is exciting. If you hate risk, you might want to wait for the first reviews. So, should you buy? Here's the verdict. Buy if you're a side sleeper who values comfort above all, hates charging, and mainly listens to podcasts, white noise, or meditation tracks. Maybe if you toss and turn a lot. Or you're unsure about mono audio. Don't buy yet if you expect stereo sound, ANC, or you don't trust crowd-funded timelines. SomniBuds are not for everyone, but for the right person, they could completely change bedtime. The final hook. So let me leave you with this. How much is uninterrupted sleep worth to you? Because if SomniBuds deliver, they're not just earbuds. They're a rethink of how we use audio at night. They're the chance to trade sore ears, dead batteries, and noisy nights for real rest. And if that's what you've been waiting for, maybe, just maybe, this strange little startup cracked the code everyone else missed.